3 months ago, we launched our own e-commerce brand. Now, our agency has worked with multiple brands before. We've generated multiple millions. We're currently spending 3.5 million a month on Facebook ads for our clients. Our email agency has generated over 60 million in sales. And you can see, here's a brand that we did to 103K within 24 hours. Here's another brand we took over. We took them from 335K before working with us to 776K, then 1 million, then 1.6 million in month 6. Now, running ads for clients, running your own brand is a little bit different, and we decided to take on this challenge and build something big. Now, this all started because of this challenge. Running an agency is cool, but being able to build something you own is even cooler. And what we did in the beginning is come up with a couple of product ideas we think could work. Our goal with this entire idea is to build a formula or a thesis that we can replicate. We want to build a formula we can easily replicate from brand to brand. Later we can acquire brands and so on and so forth. The best way we decided to start here is by building our own brand. So we've gone through all the trials and tribulations, and so we understand all the issues that every brand owner faces. Running ads, that's one part of the business, but then you have payment processors, you have fulfillment, you have your supply chain, you have team management. Now, we've had the skills for team management, we've had the skills for ads, but we don't have the skills for fulfillment, payment processing, none of those. Now, what we did to kind of figure out the product we're going to be working with is we decided to use tools like Shop Hunter and a couple of other spy tools to see which products work. Shop Hunter. We kind of browsed through a variety of products, and we came down to a couple of products that were in a growing market that had a 70% or more gross margin. So that's meaning if you sell your product for $100, your COGS are $30 or less. You can't see it here. But that's basically what we came down to. We found around 30 product ideas, and we picked one that we believed would be the best. Now, when we started, we decided to go a route with the lowest possible costs and the easiest way to produce different styles of creatives. So the main costs we had in the beginning was ordering products. We ordered a couple of products from a multitude of manufacturers to compare their quality and see which one looks the best. We also took measurements and we made 3D renders. This is something big because with 3D renders we can easily churn out creative, we can get great images for landing pages, and this has been probably one of the best decisions we've made so far. Literally, you can take your product, if it is a phone, you take all the measurements of the phone, measurement here, measurement for each one of the cameras, you get a 3D render. If you get someone who does textures very well, the products look extremely realistic. I would say most people would not be able to tell the difference between a high quality photo shoot or the 3D render. The only difference is these 3D renders can produce creatives and different images and videos super duper quickly. So that was one huge advantage we had. The other costs were landing pages. We decided to go with Replo, and for creatives we used our own creative team for the agency to generate sales. Now, moving forward, these are the results so far. We've ran this brand since kind of like end of April, but we didn't see much success up until June. Really, 16th of June is when we started getting consistent sales from like 500 a month, and we slowly increased to roughly 1 to 2K days. That's currently where we're at. If we look at the financials, overall, we've generated 1,994 in net profit. So this is from when we started, but this is excluding all the one-time expenses we had. If we calculate all the expenses we had with graphic designs, video editors, render, all the apps, we're currently at a loss of 1.1 thousand euros, which for you Americans, I believe is like roughly 1.3K USD. Very rough math, probably maybe a bit more. But so far, the beginning has been great. And right now we're on the path to profitability. So here's what we did with ads and how we got from 0 to this state where we start to make some profit. Number one, we focused on only running static creatives. The reason why we chose static creatives is they're easy to produce. We can test a bunch of angles. If something works, we can turn it into video. Another reason is the CPMs for statics are lower. Typically, that's what we see. The challenge with statics is you want to pack a lot of information into one small creative. And you have to be very direct. You need to give the value proposition right away. And also, the landing pages need to do a lot of heavy lifting with educating the customer. We started off with kind of running ads to an advertorial, to a product page, straight to product page, and we tested 2 product page variations. None of the product pages worked. We ended up going through this process over and over again to find a landing page variation, and landing page variation 6 worked. What did we do? How did we get to this point? The main kind of caterpillar for us seeing some success on landing page after we failed over and over again is research. If you start a brand, or even if you're running a brand, research is the backbone of your business. This gives you angles. This helps you improve your product. This also gives you an idea on what the competitors are doing. Now, the question is, how do you do research? We came down to a couple of strategies, and there are these. Number one, Amazon reviews. On Amazon, you can go and find a product you're selling or a similar product, scroll down to the reviews, read the longest reviews, and also see what are the specific keywords people use. For reviews, for products with a lot of reviews, you kind of take out, you can filter out different keywords, tap on them, and see why the customers are, where the customers are mentioning. If it's comfort, they might be saying like, hey, I bought these shoes because they're very comfortable to walk on, my knees don't hurt, etc., etc. You can find the exact words customers use. Words. You can find the exact stories customers use. And this is a great foundation on the copy you write within your landing page, on the angles you use within your advertisements, and everything else you do. Number two, this is something I believe people underestimate, and it's Reddit. You can go and search for your competitors. You can go and search for your niche, and you find communities where your customers hang out on. Now, the caveat here is typically the audience would be younger. But still, even for our product, we're selling to people who are 65 plus. Reddit has been great for understanding why people like certain products, why people hate certain products, and what are the features people look for. Even from an ads perspective, we're able to get these same stories and different words, how people describe. Now, after implementing and improving the research, we're currently at these numbers where we've generated 27,000 revenue in the past, I would say, 14 days. We've only had $322 in refunds. The total cost with ads, cost of goods, merch and stuff, it's at $22K. So we're in $4.3K net profit, which is a 16% margin. Now, looking and analyzing in these numbers, something I don't like and something I want to improve is this net margin. We want this to be to like around 20 to 25%, especially at a smaller scale. And what we're looking at is all the kind of like silent killers, so we don't get death by 1,000 paper cuts. Here, this is payment processing fees. This is us underestimating the cost of goods and other stuff. To beat this, we're going to be looking to raise the price. We're going to be raising the price by 10 to 20%, seeing how that impacts ROAS, whether that changes anything. If not, great. If yes, then we might need to improve the landing page. And for the payment processing, we're currently in talks with a merchant of records. This is basically a Stripe, just a private Stripe where you have actually someone to talk to. So if you have any issues, they're able to help you out. Another huge benefit I've seen of the merchant of records, they look at your terms of service, privacy policy, all the policies, so payment processors don't hate you. So we're able to kind of improve those. And we're currently working with a guy who used to work at manscaped.com. Pretty cool. Now, looking at this so far, another kind of metric we're looking at right now is the conversion rate for landing pages. Currently, our conversion rate sits at 2.4%. We have 3 pages. These 2 are going to a different product. This is going to product 1. This is product 2, product 2. The challenge we're seeing is we're not seeing great conversion rates for none of the landing pages. And for these 2 ones at the bottom, they kind of fluctuate. Sometimes this landing page comes on top. Sometimes this landing page comes on top. So we still need to do more split tests. The only issue is if we want to run split tests and have statistical significance, we need to increase ad spend. And kind of right now we're in this limbo where we need to fix our payment processing fees and improve our margin. And only then we can start improving the conversion rate and whatnot. In terms of the tests we're doing right now, I would say probably nothing for this week or next week, just because there's a foundational business structure we want to make. And that's something I've seen a lot of people make mistakes on, where they build a business, they start running their own e-commerce store, they see good results, and they scaled like 10, 20, 30K days quickly, and they run into PayPal holds, Stripe holds, they run into potential too many refunds because they didn't scale slowly and see whether the customers enjoy the product, there's any issues with the product, because obviously you testing the product for yourself in the short term and customers using it for the long term is very different things. That's kind of where we're sitting at right now and what we're thinking about, what we're going to be improving. And that's a process we kind of went through into launching our brand. I'll be making these videos more frequently, kind of weekly, or maybe even sooner. So you would see what we do, what works for us, and you can make these implementations yourself. My battery's low, so I have to charge my computer. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later.